Have you ever felt invisible? Even while giving your everything? Have you ever stayed quiet just to keep the peace, even when your heart was screaming? Have you ever wondered why the more kind you are, the more life seems to take from you? And have you ever stood at the edge of giving up? Not because you are weak, but because you are exhausted. If you have, stay with me. This story is for you. Because sometimes, the moment a woman wants to quit is the exact moment her life is about to change. In a small mountain village wrapped in mist and silence, there lived a young woman named Ravina. Ravina was a potter. Her hands shaped clay the way her heart shaped love, gently, patiently, with care. She believed that if you poured kindness into something, it would return kindness to you. She lived with her aging mother in a modest home with cracked walls and a leaky roof. Every morning before sunrise, Ravina cooked, cleaned, fetched water, and made sure her mother was comfortable. Only then did she sit at her wheel. She worked harder than anyone noticed. And yet, no one called her strong. They just called her nice. People in the village often came to her with requests. Ravina, can you make this pot quickly? Ravina, can you sell it cheaper? Ravina, you understand. You're kind. And she always said yes. Even when it hurt. Even when it cost her sleep. Even when it left her with nothing. Because she had been taught that a good woman gives. A good woman sacrifices. A good woman stays quiet. Then came the year everything broke. The rain didn't come. The soil dried. The riverbed cracked open like a wounded palm. Clay became rare. Each time Ravina found some, she carried it on her back alone. No one offered help. They assumed she could handle it. She always did. But the pots began to crack in the fire, one after another. Weeks passed with no sales. Whispers followed her through the village. Maybe she's not talented after all. Pottery isn't for women anyway. She should stop dreaming. Even her own mother, worried and tired, said softly one night, "Maybe it's time to choose something safer, my daughter." Ravina nodded. But inside, something tightened. Because she wasn't failing due to lack of effort. She was failing because she was carrying too much, everyone else's needs included. Still, she whispered to herself, "Just one more try." Before dawn, she walked to the riverbed alone. The sun rose harsh and unforgiving. Her feet slipped. Her hands bled. Her back screamed for rest. But she kept digging, because women are taught to endure. Finally, she found a small patch of soft clay. Barely enough. But she smiled through tears. "Please," she whispered to the earth, "just let this be enough." She shaped a few pots with trembling hands. Each one carried her hope. Each one carried her exhaustion. When the time came to fire them, a storm arrived. The wind howled. The rain struck without mercy. 2 pots fell. 1 cracked. Only 1 survived. Ravina sat on the floor, soaked, staring at broken pieces of herself scattered around her. Her chest tightened. Her breath shook. "I did everything right," she whispered. "I gave everything." And for the first time, a dangerous thought entered her mind. Maybe I should stop, not because she didn't care, but because caring had cost her too much. Just then, a traveler passed by. An older woman. Her hair silver. Her eyes calm, knowing, kind, but not weak. She looked at Ravina's face, at the tears, at the broken clay, and she sat beside her. "You look tired," the woman said. "Not tired of work. Tired of giving." Ravina nodded. "I try," she said quietly. "I try so hard. I give my best. I help everyone. I don't complain. But nothing works. And when I fail alone." The older woman listened, really listened. Then she spoke. "When I was younger," she said, "I tried to climb the tallest mountain near my village. I failed 4 times. Ravina looked up. I broke bones. I lost friends. People said I was foolish. They said a woman should know her limits." She paused. "But on the 5th time, I reached the top." Ravina whispered. "What changed?" The woman smiled softly. "I stopped carrying other people's bags." Silence. "I stopped proving my worth through pain. I stopped believing kindness meant self-destruction." She placed a warm hand on Ravina's shoulder. "You are not failing because you're weak," she said. "You are failing because you are overgiving without boundaries." Ravina's tears fell freely now. "Kindness without limits," the woman continued, "becomes self-betrayal." Then she stood. "Remember this," she said. "You don't lose when you rest. You don't fail when you pause. You only lose when you abandon yourself." And she walked away. That night, Ravina didn't sleep. She sat beside the one unbroken pot. Smooth, strong, still standing. She realized something painful and powerful. She had treated herself like a resource for everyone else, not like a human being. The next morning, Ravina did something new. She cleaned her shop. She raised her prices. She said no to rushed demands. She worked slower but with presence. When someone asked for a discount, she smiled and said, "This is the value of my work." Her voice shook, but she said it anyway. She took the one pot to the market. People passed by. Then a woman stopped. "Did you make this?" she asked. Ravina nodded. The woman held the pot carefully. "It feels different," she said. "Like it was made by someone who knows strength. I want it." 1 sale became 2. 2 became 10. Not overnight, but steadily. A year later, Ravina had her own store. Not because she gave more, but because she gave wisely. She was still kind, still gentle, but no longer empty. So what is the lesson? Life doesn't test women to break them. It tests them to teach boundaries. Your kindness is powerful. Your empathy is a gift. But you are not required to bleed for it. If you are tired, rest. If you are hurting, pause. If you are unseen, choose yourself. Your story is not over. And the moment you stop abandoning yourself is the moment everything begins to change. If this story touched your heart, share it with a woman who gives too much. Subscribe for more stories that heal, empower, and remind you of your worth. Stay kind, but stay whole.